Good morning, champions. It's Dr. Mordecai, and it is time for our Good Morning Champions message. Listen, the year 2024 is going to be one of our best years yet because every week we're going to walk this journey together through these Good Morning Champions messages. On this week, let's talk about the importance of you holding yourself accountable first. I remember growing up as a child, and anytime that I made a mistake, I didn't want for someone to tell on me to my mother. I wanted to tell my mother before the news made it to my mother. Why? Because I knew that my consequence 9 times out of 10 was not going to be as bad if I was the first one to share the information versus if the news made it to her first. It's kind of that moment when you know you make a mistake and all of a sudden you can hear the kids in the background and they say, ooh. If you've ever seen the movie Puss in Boots, you know that scene is my favorite scene in the movie where it's just, ooh. And you know you made a mistake and now it's time to fess up and you need to get to your mom as soon as possible so the news doesn't make it to her before you. Now, as you can think about that and perhaps relate to that story, think about this in your everyday life. Be the very first person to jump in there and say, you know what? I made a mistake. I made a mistake, and understand the power of people acknowledging and being willing to show grace in that moment. By having such a heart for that, you probably are going to be more attuned to be reflective and not make major mistakes that truly have significant impact, because there's always smaller mistakes that lead up to very, very significant mistakes. And by getting ahead of that at the very beginning, you're beginning to break what can be a cycle towards what can be traumatic mistake. Be willing to hold yourself accountable first. I wish you the best, champions. Take care. Have a great week.